Hello, in this video we're working on 6.4. We are looking at examples 7 and 8, which are our last two examples for day 2. This video will be a little longer than our last video, so just bear with me. Alright, for example 7, we're solving the square root of 3x minus 2 equals x minus 4. Now just like our previous examples, you want to get the square root by itself, and notice for this one it's already by itself. So my first step is going to be to undo my square root. In order to do that, I have to square both sides. On the left side, that just cancels out my square root, so I'm left with 3x minus 2. But on the right side, really what this is the same as is x minus 4 times x minus 4. And we know how to do that, but it's a little more involved. I'm going to do it all the way over here on the left side of my screen. In order to multiply those, I need to do the box method. Remember, for the box, you're going to have your first binomial on top, x minus 4, your second binomial along the left side, x minus 4, and then you multiply. So x times x gives me x squared, x times negative 4 is negative 4x, negative 4 times x is negative 4x, and then negative 4 times negative 4 is a positive 16. Again, I'm going to combine my like terms, so x squared can't be combined with anything yet, but negative 4x minus 4x is a negative 8x, and then plus 16 will be by itself too. So again, square both sides and do the box method. From here, we have to move everything to the right side of our equation because we want to get x squared. Well, really, we want the whole thing to equal 0. So in order to do that, I'm going to subtract 3x from one side, well, from both sides, but I'm also going to add 2. You could do this in 2 separate lines. I'm just going to do it all together to save us some time and space. And so when I do that, on the left side, 3x minus 3x, those cancel. Negative 2 plus 2, those cancel. And this whole thing equals 0. On the right side, we have x squared, and then negative 8x minus 3x gives me a negative 11x. 16 plus 2 would be 18. Now we're not quite done yet because we still need to figure out what x equals. So you're going to have to go way back in your Algebra 3 brains and remember that if you have, I'm missing a squared, x squared minus 11x plus 18, you can use the x method. Remember, you're looking for something that multiplies to the last number and adds to the second one, negative 11. So what can I multiply to get 8 and add to get negative 11? Well, I know 18, we're multiplying to get 18, is the same as 9 times 2. And I know 9 plus 2 gives me a positive 11, so in order to make it negative, I'm going to have to make both of those negative. So right now we have 0 equals x minus 9 times x minus 2. Now we have to figure out what x equals, so remember you actually need to break those up and set those both equal to 0, so we have x minus 9 equals 0, x minus 2 equals 0. For the first one, we would add 9 to both sides and get x equals 9. For the second one, we'd add 2 to both sides and get x equals 2. Oops, I don't know why I wrote 9. So those are my two solutions. Now, before we are finally done, we need to check them and see if it's a real solution, so it's a solution that works, or if it's extraneous, a solution that doesn't work or doesn't make sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each of my answers and I'm going to plug it back into my original equation. Remember, your original equation was the square root of 3x minus 2 equals x minus 4. So if we start with, let's do it in red, x equals 9. I really have the square root of 3 times 9 minus 2 equals 9 minus 4. 3 times 9 gives me 27. So really I have the square root of 27 minus 2. That's all underneath your square root. 9 minus 4 gives you 5. If I simplify that, we really have the square root of 25 equals 5. And that's a true statement. The square root of 25 is in fact 5. So this is going to be a real solution. For my second solution, or my second possible solution, we had x equals 2. So we're going to go ahead and plug that into our original equation again. So we have the square root of 3 times 2 minus 2 equals 2 minus 4. Now 3 times 2 gives me 6. So I have 6 minus 2 underneath my square root equals 2 minus 4, which is negative 2. And 6 minus 2 is the square root of 4, which equals negative 2. Now this one's not going to work because technically the square root of 4 is going to give me 2. So this is an extraneous solution. Extraneous. Sorry, there's a lot of vowels. I always sound it out. So those are your two answers. We had x equals 9, which is a real solution. X equals 2 is extraneous. Technically, if they asked you to find the solution for this, your answer would be x equals 9 all alone. All right, I know that was long, but I am going to do one more example. So if you missed something along the way, hopefully it helps clear it up. If you're like, yo, Miss Sylvester, I have it at this point, you can go on and try example 8 by yourself and then just come back and check your answer. All right, so we have x plus 2 equals the square root of x plus 2. Again, my square root's alone, so we're going to square both sides. On the right side, that just cancels out my square root, so we know we have x plus 2. On the left side, we're going to go ahead and do the box method. Again, we're doing x plus 2 times x plus 2. When I do that, x times x gives me x squared. X times 2 is 2x. 2 times x is 2x. And 2 times 2 is 4. We'll combine our like terms. So we have x squared, and then 2x plus 2x gives me 4x, and then just plus 4. Again, we need to move everything to one side, so I'm going to subtract x from both sides. When I do that, we get x squared, and then 4x minus 1x is a positive 3x. But I'm also going to subtract 2 from both sides to get rid of my 2. 4 minus 2 gives me a positive 2. Again, everything on the right side canceled, so that just equals 0. At this point, we can set up our x method. So we're looking for something that multiplies to that third number, which is 2, and adds to the second one, which is 3. Well, I know my only option for 2 is 2 and 1. So 2 times 1 gives me 2, 2 plus 1 gives me 3, so that's a good answer. So we have x plus 2 times x plus 1 equals 0. Again, you do have to set that both of those parts equal to 0 to solve for your solutions. So if I do x plus 2 equals 0, we'd subtract 2 from both sides and get x equals negative 2 for my first solution. For my second one, we do x plus 1 equals 0. Again, subtract 1 from both sides, we get x equals negative 1. And we're at our final step where we have to check our solutions and see if they're real or extraneous. Again, I'm plugging that into my original equation, which was x plus 2 equals the square root of x plus 2. So let's check it for negative 2 first. So x equals negative 2. And that tells me that negative 2 plus 2 equals the square root of negative 2 plus 2. Well, negative 2 plus 2 is 0. So we're going to have 0 equals negative 2 plus 2, which is 0. This one is going to be a real solution because the square root of 0 is in fact 0. So this is real. And for my second solution, we had x equals negative 1. If we plug that in for x, we get negative 1 plus 2 equals the square root of negative 1 plus 2. Negative 1 plus 2 is just 1, equals the square root of negative 1 plus 2, which is 1. If I take the square root of 1, that equals 1, so this one is real too. So we have 2 real solutions for this one. Again, if this was like given to you on a test or something, you would provide 2 answers, x equals negative 2 and x equals negative 1. All right, I hope that second one was a little faster for you. I didn't want to take up a ton of your time, but as always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to talk to your math teacher. We would love to help you. Thank you for watching, and thank you for all of your hard work this week.